Hi, this is Josh, the owner of Shamma Sandals, and today on Run With Us, this is like a new mystery adventure run. We're in Bonny, Doon, California. We've got a local guide here, and he's going to be taking us up into the mountains and to some cool places. So he said he ran this, it was like 9 miles the other day. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out. Let's get started. This is out in front. This is my friend Evan Murphy. Oh look, there's the ocean. Awesome. It's covered with the marine layer here in the Monterey Bay. Anyways, I was gonna say about Evan, when I started running minimalist about like almost 10 years ago now, Evan was one of my early running buddies. We used to run, I'd run in like Vibrant Five Fingers, and Evan had a pair of the first trail gloves. Man, we had some awesome runs. We'd run up to Wilder Ranch, the Eucalyptus Trail. One of my favorite runs, we brought my brother Steven, and he basically freaked out several times during the course of the run. We kept pushing him. He finally made it. It was like 12 miles. He's been gun shy running with me or Evan ever since. But the best thing about our runs was that afterwards we'd like go and kill a loco moco at the local Hawaiian place. Nothing to feed that like 10-12 mile run. A couple patties of ground beef, rice, eggs, and gravy. So Evan, where the heck are we going?
I have no idea, Josh. I'm just trying to look good on TV.
This is some intense single track.
Thank you. Yes, I composed it myself.
Beautiful.
A nature sonnet for you.
Right now, Evan is just leading us through a labyrinth of trails. I mean, this is all single track. It feels like there's U-turns and lefts, rights all over the place. There's so many trails that it's hard to say which one we're actually on or where we're headed. But Evan's like a bloodhound on these trails, and he says there's roads shooting off in a lot of directions, so hopefully we figure this thing out at some point.
Oh yeah, this is where I went here.
So there's 3 trails we could take right here as an example. It's all pretty steep. I'm just glad we got shade. That's the main thing right now. All right, so we're hearing some water up ahead. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think Evan mentioned some sort of creek or stream. That must mean we're getting close or we're on the right path. Anyways, this is a pretty good trail. We're in redwoods. We got oak trees. If you go to the town of Felton, which is near Santa Cruz, in the redwoods, it's just straight up the mountain from there. And there's actually some really cool views. I'm really hoping we'll get to see some big views of Santa Cruz when we get to the top there. So if I was to suggest a proper sandal for this trail right now, I'd go with mountain goats. I wore the Warriors, and the first part of the run was good, but right now just a lot of loose gravel and little roots and stuff hidden under the brush, so a little more protection would be good. I just have to be careful. All right, we found the water. That's good news. We ended up following a trail that kind of dead-ended. So here we are, the creek. What creek is this? No idea. We gotta do a little creek crossing here. I mean, people are using these trails, but not like a normal running trail. So we're in the Bonny Doon Ecological Preserve, and Evan's saying that the next step, where's the next step? Sandstone. Okay, so it's just totally gonna change It'll be chaparral and sandstone, old sea bottom, and it'll basically be like we're in the desert. So we're gonna go from this to the desert in a very short distance. Okay, as per usual, there's always some crazy hill. This has been going on for 1/8 of a mile or more now. Brutal. It's just what happens here in the Santa Cruz Mountains. There's some steep stuff, but it's very rewarding. I think we just finished that grade. It was a full 1/4 mile. That was brutal, but it looks like it's flattening out. Thank goodness. I don't know how much more of that I could take. How far is it back on the road? Real blue. It's getting hot out here. It's where these manzanita up here. Yeah, that's some manzanita trees. Little apple. You got these little red berries on them. And they kind of have this smooth red bark. We have hit so many forks in the road. We just had another one. Evan came up to it. He looked at the one to the left, looked at the one to the right. He's like, this will work. So here we go. It's an adventure today. We just came out on kind of a little more open area. The trees are a lot shorter here. And you can get a view of this like dome type mountain or mound up ahead. Evan tells me it's part of the moon rocks. I've only heard about these. I've heard from a few people about them. I've lived in Santa Cruz my whole life and I've never come up here. So I don't know what those formations are like, but apparently they're cool and that's where we're going. Evan, this is awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a good run.
No, look, this looks like, it looks like we're in the Southwest or something all of a sudden. This is nuts. There's all these cliffs up here, chaparral and some pine trees. Yeah, it reminds me of like being somewhere in the Southwest, like maybe in the high plateaus, Bryce Canyon area, that kind of. Probably not doing it any justice from this distance. We'll get closer. Evan says this is Rattlesnake Country. I'm not a huge fan of snakes in any regard. So I feel like in not liking snakes, I'm in good company. Me and Indiana Jones. So I'm not trying to fight them. I just don't really want to be around them. That's like my pact with them. The last rattlesnake I saw in the wild was Kings Canyon. And I was doing the Ray Lake Loop. It was the first day. We'd hiked like 5 miles. We'd gained maybe 3,000 feet of elevation. We had our packs. We're like most of a day in. About 5 in the afternoon. And I'm walking along, and all of a sudden, about 3 feet from me, was this huge rattlesnake. Almost there. So that's Monterey over there. And you can see the Monterey Bay. It does this in the summertime, just a massive marine layer. So every day it's foggy in the morning, almost raining, sunny by noon, and then it rains, or it's foggy again by the evening, and it repeats a lot of the summer. So anyways, this rattlesnake, I walked by it, or almost, I would have walked right past it within like 2 feet of it. I saw it, I jumped back, and I was okay. I was away from it. I told my friends, my cousin and uncle and nephew who were hiking with me. About 3 or 4 minutes later, we passed it, and then I could feel like that sickening rush of adrenaline hit. Like afterwards, like this dread. I realized what could have happened to me if I had been bit by this snake. 3/4 of a day's hike out. It would have been awful. It's beautiful here. rattlesnake.
I'm gonna throw this tree over there.
Maybe it's gonna scurry out. All right, Murph, do your thing.
I can film this if you want.
Sure, this is awesome.
Ready?
Yeah. What do we do now?
What? I mean, he's over in there somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that rattlesnake is like right down there where we want to walk.
You see him?
No, I mean I heard him.
I thought he was like more out over there.
No. I mean he might be able to get down there.
Yeah, we might avoid that. Yeah.
We might not.
Right.
All right.
Not in a hurry.
All right, back the way we came. All right, so we just made it through Rattlesnake Canyon, or Ridge, I should say. And we only heard one, maybe two rattlesnakes, but we definitely know they're in the area, and we're thrilled to be out of there. We got back to the trail. We did not get bit by a rattlesnake. We're calling that a win today because we were just all through that brush, way up on that other, right there, on that other hill, way out in the distance. And we just went through brush and chaparral, all kinds of dead branches. And we were hearing snakes, so we made it. That's good. We're gonna find the road real soon here. And hopefully some shade. That would be wonderful. We're on Martin Road. We made it out of that chaparral. There's an old volunteer fire station there with a hose, which is pretty rad. So we were drinking some water from that. And we're gonna stick on this road for probably 3 or 4 miles and get back to the start of the trail. One thing I just want to say is how incredibly different the environment is here up on the top of the Santa Cruz Mountains in Bonny, Doon, as opposed to when you get into the edges of the mountains and there's the redwoods. It's just completely a different climate. It's so dry and arid, hot, and then it's going to be moist and shady down the sides of the mountains. The shade's starting to kick in, and we're out of that direct sun and the heat. I think we're just gonna cruise like a little gentle downhill all the way back. It's gonna be nice and easy. So we're just about 5 miles here. We hit this road up ahead, and should be a nice trip back. There it is, Empire Grade Road. We got about 1.5 miles back to the trailhead. So we're following Empire Grade down towards Santa Cruz. Here we are, we finished what I'm calling our Bonny Doon Moon Rocks run. It turned out it was just under 9 miles, like 8.96. It was a pretty amazing run. There was so much variety. There was super narrow single track. There was redwood forest, there was streams, and then there was like blazing hot sun, crazy rock formations, and full sun, and then back on the beautiful road. It was a tough run, really challenging, a lot of uphills and tough terrain, but beautiful, and as always, a lot of fun. So hope you had a good time. We'll see you next time on Run With Us. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more weekly content. And make sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified every time we post something new.